guys. Welcome to the podcast Uneducated Ranters. It's me, Ajay.
Hello guys.
The guy with the Modi background is Sumit, and the guy with, I guess, it's Gandhi and Nathuram Godse on his shirt is Nitigesh. So, this is an idea which my friend Sumit was very
Nitikesh,
keen about.
Can you please spread your
To,
arms for the background once? Like this.
yeah, just so that we can see Gandhi ji's face. Can you just do that once? Ah.
I am a true Indian.
He's a true Indian, yes, of course. कल ही साला इनकलाब जिंदाबाद बोल रहा था.
So we are not being disrespectful about anyone. We respect Gandhi.
Yeah,
That's the circumstance.
yeah. Our podcast name is Uneducated Ranters. So basically, whatever we're gonna talk about, don't take it at face value and do your own research. And yeah, we're gonna sit here and probably learn about coronavirus or something or the other.
Definitely.
So as you can see, the first topic we're going to talk about today, and probably for this episode, is coronavirus.
Yeah. And
So-
disclaimer: we are extremely stupid people who don't support left
Yeah,
views. Nor do we support rightist views. Nor are we conservative. We don't know who the fuck we are. We don't have any ideology.
it's
We are just taking.
yeah,
Talking about.
no ideologies, no political stance, but Yogi Adityanath is Bay, and so is Modi and Gandhi.
Definitely don't support BJP, but yeah, we support Modi. We support Yogi Adityanath. We support
Yeah,
RSS.
everyone,
Today just
every RSS, so obviously, yeah, RSS are Bay.
I don't support anyone, boys. You can see.
Sure. I mean, Nitikesh had one job to do. That was to get the background to win Gandhiji and Nathuram Godse.
So let's start.
No,
So,
I want him close to my heart.
Yeah, so he got it on his shirt.
okay.
somehow.
So let's not dwell into politics. What do you say, Ajay? Or shall we start with
Yeah.
coronavirus first, and later on we'll build it up to.
Chalo, let's start.
So because it is
So
coronavirus,
who wants
I
to
will
talk about
be-
the?
I-
Let's
I
talk
have-
about the origin of coronavirus.
Yeah. I have to change the template. So I have decided one thing, guys. Every time we are switching the topic, I'm going to change the background accordingly. So this is my new
Oh,
background.
okay.
Is that clear? Yeah, that's how coronavirus looks like. Yeah.
Whoa. So coronavirus. So I was like any Vela guy, I was watching this video by Biswa Kalyan Rath and Kumar Varun. So he discussed the meaning of corona. So coronavirus is basically an RNA. It's
Okay.
what is it called?
Ribonucleic acid.
Ribonucleic acid,
Yeah.
which is like it's like a very old
Nitish's background.
part. Old part. Like compared to DNA, it's older one version of it, basically.
Okay. Okay. So
And
more
it does not have.
primitive version of DNA.
Yeah, basically it does not have deoxy in it. That's all I know. I have no idea about biology. You do your
What's the
research.
difference between
And it has
DNA and RNA?
protein.
There is no
protein
deoxy in
stuck to it.
RNA. That's how they're different.
RNA which has protein stuck to it is coronavirus, and also why it's known as coronavirus because the structure looks like a crown.
Okay. So
So that
corona
is
crown or
It was basically.
Biswa Kalyan Rath ko bolo ye sab usse fact
Yeah,
liya
we are
hai.
getting too much into biology here. So let's cut it.
Yeah, so what you will learn from us engineers is,
साले 10th में तो ये नहीं बोला तू.
no. If you ask,
मैं तो ये नहीं बोला.
what you learn from this podcast is, if you ask an engineer what's the difference between DNA and RNA, he'll give you the answer that there is no deoxy in RNA. So,
Yeah, obviously, man. If you're from SRM, that's what you're gonna answer. If you're from VIT AP, then you'll just repeat what I said.
Oh,
what do you do if you're from DSC? You just do ooh.
If you're from DSC, then you'll keep gunda wala dadi.
yeah. That's what. See, I'm wearing the perfect outfit also.
Yashasvi,
वो बस एक
That's well. Follower.
change for you to become a certified gangster in Karnataka. And also no Kannada over there. That's all.
Okay.
So, anyways, yeah.
Yeah. So
Yeah,
coronavirus,
so
right?
corona,
So
COVID
Yeah.
basically spread through an animal called pangolin. So, like, it's very controversial. So they trade a lot of endangered animals and stuff. It was coming to a ban actually, but the Chinese government, they thought there's a lot of profit in this. So basically, they never like tried to
I
shut it
cannot
down.
get my eyes away from Ajay's
No shit.
background.
एक सेकंड मैं नया फोटो डाउनलोड करके आया तब तक yeah anyways
Yeah.
मैं तो शर्ट पे लगा था.
There is also I like it. So there is also been planning a biowar of sorts. In fact, all the countries have some kind of bioweapon with them. And China, unfortunately, some unfortunate incident happened, because of which the virus got leaked or something, and then it started getting spread. Is what the speculation is. I'm not sure about it. One thing I can tell is, if
that's
a country wants to do something like that, it definitely can. It's not difficult. But is China doing it? I'm not sure.
yeah that is controversial. You can't say anything about it
Yeah.
that way because biological warfare might start off anywhere and you wouldn't know the difference whether it
Yeah.
was by mistake or so you can't blame them at all.
Yeah.
And
No,
unfortunately a lot of people
I feel it's just a blame game. They're simply trying to put some.
yeah
And it's not. I don't
But
think
there
then,
that's.
have been
it's also true that
yeah so
China has been doing so much of stuff that it's not supposed to do in a lot of ways. So I think okay, keeping even coronavirus aside and the whole thing, one of the biggest things that hit me one of these days is, I think yesterday, when the France's minister, one of the France's minister, came on a conference and told the media that Italy had supplied about 1 million face masks or something to China when China was the pandemic was very much prevalent in China. Then later on, yesterday or day before yesterday, when Italy had asked for a supply of 1 billion masks, China said that you start making use of the services of Huawei, that is 5G spectrum, start using that instead of the Verizon or Telenet or something, Tnet supplied by USA in Italy, so that and then we'll give you the 1 billion masks that you're asking for. I think that is extremely disgusting in a way, and that's inhumane. What do you think? What do you guys think about that?
yeah I didn't know about that at all so I mean that's
So
weird like if a
yeah,
country is imposing laws on you to do it
now this guy
trying to
doesn't
look
even
out for
wear.
themselves for
This guy
themselves
is the guy
but
that we're talking
in
about.
the end sorry
He's the guy that we're talking about. I'm just telling the viewers.
uh ताले मरवाएगा मैं but yeah it's I get the point where they want country first but during these times all countries and all leaders should look at saving the world
Humanity.
as one
Yeah, it's not about borders anymore.
yeah
It is about humanity.
yeah exactly
It's about humans
exactly
as a species. We cannot go extinct, right?
yeah chalo before we talk about this I wanted to talk about origin so
Huh.
uh started off in November if I'm not wrong
Yeah,
this
somewhere in
virus
November,
Yeah.
the first case.
so we've known about this virus for the past how many 6 months
Mhm.
Probably. Yeah.
so
It
the
first
fact
like
that
came into the spotlight in January, around January, like that.
yeah exactly and the fact that this I guess one thing which this virus has taught us is to be cautious enough beforehand
True.
which the
To not take
country
any cases
which
lightly.
yeah which in a few countries since they weren't and now uh, now they've been affected so badly.
Exactly. I'd like to add to just what Ajay told. In fact, I'll bring up a picture also. So I've come prepared, guys. I have a lot of pictures on way.
Hmm.
So just give me a minute. Yeah.
वहाँ
So
पे
the
फोल्डर
worst,
बना रखा हुआ इसने COVID-19 के लिए.
so the worst hit countries.
Uh,
So amongst the worst hit countries, something happened. Wait, just a minute.
Italy was the first one, right?
Yeah.
yeah, now it's USA.
And due to no curfew being put on their country and people not taking it serious, more than I guess 100,000 people are affected over there now. I don't know. So anyone who watched this, remember we uneducated about it, but a lot of people are affected in Italy.
No, one thing I would like
And
to mention is that the cause of this disease, which I mentioned, is the wet market. It has
wet
happened
market,
before also. Yeah, you know,
I
Something.
have no idea.
So you can see him doing the traditional namaste. This is one of the first things that became popular, that Charles is using namaste instead of this thing. So the whole COVID thing. Unfortunately, still he got affected, and thanks to
yeah,
Kanika
time
Kapoor
to
or
bring the
something.
Yogi image back. Time to bring the Modi image back.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah. So one of the worst hit countries because of not taking all of these things seriously is Britain. Probably the most worstest country, because I think it was in November or something when Britain had first reported a case of a COVID-19 woman. It was a woman, a 40, 50 odd year old woman. She had a family also. She got affected. Slowly, her
In
husband got
November.
affected. They didn't take care of these people for treatment and everything. Now Prince Charles is affected. Okay, he got cured thanks to Ayurveda. We'll talk about that again. He got cured, and but still, Boris Johnson, the PM of Britain, was admitted in ICU while we are doing this podcast.
No, right now he's I think out of the ICU.
Oh, okay.
This is April 10th, by the way,
Yeah,
if
this
anybody is
time in
wondering.
2020. What if 20 years
Yeah.
later we are the
So
only ones who are seeing this podcast? Hello, future Aditya, future
अब
Ajay, future Niti.
वही होगा सब तीनों गंजे होंगे. Right. Yeah. So I think the Prime Minister himself didn't take it very seriously in the beginning. Unfortunately and ironically, he got the virus.
And
And
And another thing that I wanted to talk about. Do you guys know about this whole Charles and Ayurveda situation? You guys.
no, I have no idea.
So
No,
apparently, Charles got cured from Ayurveda. Is what the Ministry of Ayush, that is the official Ministry of. You guys don't need to laugh. We'll talk about. Okay, so my sister is an Ayurvedic doctor. So these people are thinking that I'm marketing it. Whatever. 10 or 20 years later, when you're seeing this, you guys will know the impact of Ayurveda on the whole world. Okay?
अरे पीछे आयुर्वेदा का बैकग्राउंड डालना है अपनी बहन का डाल दे ऐसे करके.
बहन का picture. Picture नहीं है. So yeah. So apparently he got cured from Ayurveda. Okay, whatever. The ministry officially claims it, but unfortunate thing is the people of Charles' office of Charles or whatever, had denied these reports that Ayurveda had actually cured him, and that is very
अच्छा.
unfortunate because even when that happened back in back over here, as in back in India, the ministry again claimed that no, it's actually true. You can also hear to the conversation that he had with a doctor from Bangalore, and so yeah, it's unfortunate to
Okay.
see that how so Western
What Ayurveda did they
to
use?
protect MBBS or their own medicine that Ayurveda doesn't take over or something. Not sure, but yeah. In fact, if you dig
No,
into
but
Charles' case history, you will see that he's regularly been on and off of Ayurveda. Yeah, so Ajay, you were telling something.
no, I want to know if Ayurveda works. I mean, what Ayurvedic properties were they using? I mean, if you could find out from your sister.
I'll have
Because then if it worked, then everybody would have used it, right?
true. I mean, Ayurveda never. I mean, Ayurveda never has a specific this thing. Ayurveda focuses on building the immunity from the base level. So it's not about curing the problem by giving a treatment as such immediately. But yeah,
Okay.
on the fundamental level, it's about building. I think that's a very interesting point that you touched. Nitish. So
रुक जा, मैं वापस start कर दूं. Yeah, so the question I asked was, what does Ayurveda say about the consumption of meat?
correct. So
Yeah.
if you so I'd like to add a bit to this. I think one of the most important things when a person is supporting or not supporting a point, the person should dig into it completely and then present his point of view. Otherwise, it's inappropriate on his terms and the people whom he is telling to also, because people might fall into the trap of following the wrong things. Now, in fact, Ayurveda has some medicines. Certain medicines are prepared by using meat. Okay, it's pretty clearly mentioned.
What kind of
Uh,
what kind of
what kind of medicines?
no, you mentioned organisms.
Organisms.
What kind?
I'm not sure. Definitely not cows. Definitely not cows, because cow is a very. It is in fact a very respected animal in Hinduism. So definitely not cow, but other organisms. I'm not sure what. It's mentioned in Sushruta Samhita or something. There is an official textbook of sorts. So it's mentioned in that. Now, eating non-veg is bad because the body is generally not able to assimilate that kind of meat. Okay, it's not able to assimilate that food. See, it's very much obvious that if you eat another organism, it at least takes 48 hours for you to digest it. So the energy level and the mind and the body and everything becomes very dormant, okay, at that point of time. So why do you want to waste your energy just for digestion? Okay, Ayurveda talks about this. It's the same energy, same fire that works in your mind or your body or when you sleep or anything. So when you sleep, that fire goes for digestion completely. So why do you want to waste that fire only for digestion and keep your mind sick all the time? Doesn't make any sense. So it's for simple, plain, logical reasons why a person is not advised to eat non-veg generally. But if you look into the past, kings generally used to eat it because they used to have that kind of activity. Now also, if there is any kind of a sports person or anything, he might have, if it's not having an adverse effect on his mind, then he might as well have non-veg all the time. He has to exercise equally. You cannot just eat
Okay.
eat spinach and exercise the same amount or have the same amount of physical activity when compared to you eat non-veg or something, right? As simple as that.
So it's basically neutral about this topic.
Definitely.
Okay.
It's just logical that a person shouldn't be eating non-veg. It's just logical.
Basically, if you're eating that, then you should do the other appropriate things to
A lot of
eat
exercise
it.
and a lot of it definitely,
You have
whatever
to
kind of
do the
exercise you
other
do,
things.
it will have an effect on mental this thing. The energy will definitely come down because the energy goes for digestion. As simple as that. The blood circulation goes for digestion instead of blood circulation happening over here. That's it.
Okay,
Everything has
chalo
a
theek hai.
reason in
Now
nature.
that
Is
yeah,
is
now that
is
we've
Ayurveda derived from the principles of Hinduism, or is it a separate entity?
Now it depends on what you consider Hinduism as. So I'd rather not use the word Hinduism because it's very much muddled nowadays. I'd rather use the term Vedic science or Vedic history. I'll use the term Vedic science rather.
basically not related to religion.
Not related to religion. Vedic science
Okay.
is like, uh, compare it with this. Just how there is philosophy of Greek, Mesopotamian philosophy or whatever. There is a philosophy of what do you say, Jews. They have a philosophy. There is a philosophy for Parsis. Just like that, India as a subcontinent had a particular philosophy. That philosophy is Vedic philosophy. Okay, this whole theory of Aryan
Okay.
invasion and all is completely wrong. India was very rich with its history and culture and its scientific explorations and adventures and documentation. It's very much evident. During the times of Chandragupta Maurya and Chanakya, all of this thing, India flourished. It was the golden age. Everything was going on really well. And then some invaders came and fucked it up real bad. They destroyed our history and all of that. That thing. So yeah, so our culture is very significant, extremely significant, and that thing, all of those things were lost. It's coming up now. Is the time. Just the fact that we are sitting and discussing all of these things means that the youth is focused towards bringing the past glory of India. And India having the youngest population throughout the world, I think we are in a proper direction. What do you guys think?
Yes, Queen. Proper direction.
Yeah. What do you guys think about
I mean,
Vedic science and Hinduism and stuff?
साढ़े कोरोना पे बात करने वाले थे.
No,
नहीं कर लिया ना बात.
let's continue, huh? What do you guys think about this?
Yeah, I think basically Hinduism, like it was a way of life. Like no one adhered to such rigid principles that the BJP is like putting out.
Or rather
So
RSS, let's not say BJP. Modi would feel bad.
okay. Yeah, like underlying the principle, Hinduism was always secular. Like it never
True.
favored
Exactly.
anyone or
Secular is
something.
a very important term.
Yeah, I think I was reading this book, Shashi Tharoor's book.
Hmm.
So he talks about how Hinduism is accepting of all religions, and I mean in the past time, not now, compared before. He's talking about the past. So he talks about how Hinduism was accepting of all religions, and they didn't believe that there was only one God, and they accepted everyone who tried to profess in whatever they thought was
That's
their
actually
God.
true.
But in recent
Yeah,
histories, we have been not we. I must say Hindutwadis. Hindutwadis
Let's not.
have.
What
I don't know. I don't know. He
we're
said
not taking names, guys. We are just quoting Shashi Tharoor. He's quoting Shashi Tharoor.
yeah. So basically, he thinks that one more thing is that साले ने cow change कर दिया. He thinks that calling these people
Fucking, that's not a
bhaks.
fucking Indian cow, also, bro. That's some Jersey cow from some other US or some. Put proper Indian cow mata of white cow something. Put the picture. No?
अरे वो गुस्सा हो गया रे cow side डालना.
Okay, continue. Sorry for interrupting.
okay,
But
Hinduism
yeah,
is secular.
basically now people we we know that Hinduism is secular, but now people are becoming uh, less tolerable with the other religion, and that is not what Hinduism is about.
It
And
boils down to the politicians basically. Like uh,
yeah, mixing politics and religion was a bad thing, and now in recent history, it is the only way people can run politics, which is a sad thing.
I think the biggest problem is the core values of Hinduism, or whatever it is, the Vedic science or whatever. The core values are there, but the
साढ़े दोनों को
reasoning,
mix मत कर.
but the reasoning behind them is not there. That is why people tend to think about something without having the logical reasoning and just blindly believe it. Recently, Pragya Thakur
Though the thing is, people are not.
was just rubbing her
yeah,
hands,
adding
I
that point,
think that
thinking,
this image
people are
speaks a
not
lot.
educated about it.
yeah, people are not educated
I feel like people are not educated about the thing. Like they do not read the whole scripts, and
true.
they form their opinions on other people's sayings and other stuff.
Opinions
Like
are themselves
that
biased.
is people, yeah, opinions of other people is what they take, and what they take at face value, and make their own beliefs through other people's opinions without reading the whole thing. So so basically, like, if you ask bhakts about something from the Bhagavad Gita or something, I'm pretty sure they won't know
The logical reasoning, at least
about
they won't know.
the logical reasoning,
Yeah,
or
Face of it, they
all
might
these
just
yeah,
listen to the
principles.
sloka or something, but they might not know the exact reasoning behind it.
They
like
largely appeal to people who are like not very literate, like
Who don't want to
not
have
yeah,
knowledgeable.
exactly.
intellectual, who don't want to
Yeah,
have intellectual questioning and curiosity and spend that much of time on believing something. Rather, they'll just believe something and
yeah,
go
yeah,
along
yeah.
with it.
it appeals to the masses basically.
It's like watching a Salman Khan
Yeah, it
movie
appeals to the masses.
with the
And
getting.
if you think about it, we were uh not we Hindus were never aggressive people.
They never
And
were. They were extremely tolerant. Even when Muslims
this
invaded,
fact has been,
even when Muslim
yeah, even
invaded,
when
they didn't
Muslims
retaliate.
invaded, we did not retaliate in such a way
Exactly.
where we thought about killing the other people.
Exactly.
Okay,
Is the core fundamental value
we
of
were the shit, yaar, main baar-baar. Hindus were the tolerant ones.
yeah. Now okay.
And
Yeah, what I believe is we were very like humble people.
True.
We never looked beyond the horizon. We were content with whatever we had, compared to like other civilizations around the same time.
Now
Like in Europe, you can see the expansion thing. We never did such a thing. So yeah.
mm, yeah, okay.
okay. So now let's talk about this
So
in later podcasts. Let's just end. It's already been quite some time. Let's just end it with the two more prominent leaders. Let's talk about Trump and then Putin and then end it. Now Trump, this guy right here, I think the way he's handling the whole scenario in US. What do you guys think about it?
I didn't get the
with
question.
respect to what?
What do you guys
With
think about the
respect to what?
whole way in which he's dealing with the whole thing that's happening in USA? One more thing is he was kind of, he's like some of his things are really not well versed. He's definitely not a speaker, a good speaker.
Some of his things.
I'll tell you. See, what happened recently is India had asked for USA had asked for what is that drug? Wait, hydroxyquinone,
Hydroxychloroquine.
hydroxychloroquine,
I don't know.
quinon or something.
I don't know.
Hydroxychloroquine,
Yeah.
hydroxychloroquine, hydroxychloroquine. This drug.
Yeah. Hydroxychloroquine.
Yeah. So that drug. So basically, India had posted a ban of importing those drugs on 25th of May. That is okay. Importing that drug, which is used for, which is actually a malaria-related drug.
20.
That's when it also placed the ban on exporting paracetamol and other drugs. I believe. Not sure about paracetamol, but definitely on 25th of May, hydroxychloroquine was a ban was placed on that. So later on, what happened? Now USA, the cases have been escalating so quickly that it's really needing all of those drugs and everything. So USA was like, so Trump was like, he could have presented this in a better way, but Trump was like, I really want India to lift that ban. Otherwise, it won't. These were his exact words. Otherwise, it's
He
okay.
would impose sanctions basically.
Otherwise, it's okay, but
Mhm.
we'd retaliate. Why wouldn't there be retaliations? Is what he told, and he was very arrogant in the
Open
way he
about it.
presented the whole situation. So I think that
I
This
think
was
arrogance.
the
that's
time.
his nature every time dealing with such a situation. He's always been like upfront and arrogant. So
Yeah,
No, I think this was the time when we were supposed to keep the things with us. I mean,
exactly.
at least in my opinion, I feel like we should have thought about our country first and then thought about any
But then we
other,
don't have an option now.
I
USA
mean,
is USA.
international
but in
relations.
the USA, there have
Yeah,
been a lot of
pressure.
cases there. Yeah,
And another
like
public
I'm
figure,
not. The
Putin.
thing is,
Is he visible?
Putin. Yeah.
Yeah, he's the guy.
Oh,
That's your guy
oh,
voice.
must hai.
So Putin is busy riding horses and stuff while the quarantine is put. So that's how Russia is dealing with the whole situation. I have another amazing photo of these two bros. So you guys must be knowing that Trump and Putin are two really close buds. Yeah.
I mean,
क्या कर रहा है?
So yeah, so Trump and Putin are. So yeah, Trump and Putin are really close. So Putin is his own world. He's like, I don't give a fuck. I'm busy riding bears and lions, semi-naked, and I want my friend. Look at Trump. No, he's on his suit. He's in his suit and then on a lion
क्या
and
है भाई
holding
ये?
his pistol. It's photoshopped. It's photoshopped so badly and shabbily that it's funny to the extent that it's.
Yeah, it's something else.
What do you think
Definitely.
about Putin? His policies and everything, the way he's handling.
Oh, I was reading somewhere that he might get power to stay as president for life, sort of thing.
Yeah,
Yeah. It's become
Huh?
a
Is that true?
theocracy basically.
true, true.
Like the
Actually,
government, the whole government resigned, and then they were basically tried to get Putin in power for like until his death.
yeah, true. Actually, we should continue
Yeah.
with this podcast. In one of the podcasts, we should talk about uh, Xi Jinping, and Putin applying their communistic politics, and how USA has always been capitalistic, but how it's been responding to the whole thing, and if it's good or not, and how India has dwelled into it's a separate podcast. Separate podcast about
Yeah,
world and
that's a
separate
good
podcast.
topic for the next one. Cool.
Yeah. So the next
Hmm.
topic would be on Indian politics. What do you think?
I
Like,
Yeah.
Indian
Okay.
foreign policy. Cool.
Cool. Chalo.
We can discuss that later.
So Ajay, would you like to call it off?
Yeah, 1 second before I finish this,
Yeah.
I got to add something.
Yeah.
Yeah, 1 second. 1 second. अबे उल्टा आ रहा है shit. उल्टा आ गया.
सही तो है
But you
क्या?
guys get the point.
Yeah.
सीधा आ रहा है क्या? मेरे कैमरा में उल्टा आ रहा है. Anyways, yeah. So that is what we think about. Our main topic was gonna be coronavirus today, but we digressed to another point.
We did
But
talk
that's
about
okay.
coronavirus.
I mean, this is our first podcast, and
Tigano is calling.
this is basically us friends just talking about certain things, and people just again, we have no idea about most of the stuff we speak about. Okay, so
We are
please don't
dumbasses.
take it in.
You
Yeah,
make
we're dumbasses basically, and yeah, this is like
so one
our
more thing. So you
one-on-one
watching
conversation
you
we have
watching this
every time.
podcast, does that make you also dumbasses because you're watching dumbasses speaking about some other dumb thing? That's a question that you can
I
think of.
mean, बहुत वे they're not dumbasses, they're just wele, I guess.
Okay.
Okay, I'm just kidding. You're not. You're having fun. And yeah, so we'll be doing this podcast sometimes. I see randomly. So that was it. And chalo, thank you guys for being here. Thanks Nitikesh. Thanks Sumit
Thanks,
for
bro.
today's podcast.
Yeah,
We'll be
yeah.
back soon.
Good chat.
See you, buds.
The name of
Chalo,
the
with
name of
that.
our podcast.
Bye bye. Name of our podcast is Uneducated Ranters. For real.
Hello. Bye, guys.
Okay. Okay. Bye. Bye. Bye.
Dun,